I am in the process of rehabilitation. It's a relative compared to a person who was 4 bullets in his body, doing pretty well. And if the Temple Mount is holy for billions of people around the world, I would say anybody who believes in the Holy Bible believes that the Temple Mount is the holiest place in the world. And it's 140,000 square meters. There's enough room for people to be of all kinds to pray. And the fact that one person holds a Bible in his hand or recites a prayer or recites a sentence from the book of Psalms, there's no reason in the world why that should cause others to be violent towards him.
Well, of course, there is a reason, because it contravenes the agreement upon which access to the Temple Mount is currently governed, an agreement which involves obviously the Israeli government, but the Islamic Waqf Authority and the Jordanian government as well.
It's a normal thing to visit the Temple Mount, and every Jew can visit the Temple Mount exactly as every Arab can visit any other place in the country. And though all of us would like to have peace, all of us are committed to peace, I cannot see any possibility for real peace if Jews were not allowed to go to the holiest place that belongs to them. Jews will be visiting the Temple Mount, their most sacred place, the holiest of the holiest, also in
And do you think that anybody should be able to pray here?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is obviously vital to Judaism, Islam, so I don't see why we can't share in a peaceful manner.
As long as everyone's respectful and safe. Yeah. And what about Mecca and Medina? Do you think they should be open to all people, or Mecca and Medina should only be for Muslims?
Mecca and Medina is only for Muslims because it is only significant to Muslims. Yeah. It's not significant to Christians, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism. It's not significant to, but this particular site is open to obviously Christians, Jews and Muslims alike, because each 3 religions has a significance in that particular place.
Would it surprise you if today I tell you that only Muslims are allowed to pray here?
That would surprise me.
Yeah. And you, as I say, quite an open-minded Muslim living in the UK, you believe that that's maybe not the right policy for this particular site?
I don't see why we can't share. If we live side by side with everyone else and we can live peacefully, I don't see why we can't share.
A Jew isn't allowed to pray here today, but a Muslim is. Do you think that should be changed, and it should be that everybody should be entitled to pray there, as long as they're praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala?
As long as it is the, if it is the Masjid al-Aqsa, then every religion should be pray. But when you ask me about the Mecca and Medina, because that was the Quran or the last revelation, it came from the same source, same Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it is Allah's commandment who to use this one. So we cannot change the Allah's commandment. So Allah selected these 2 places for the Muslim only, not for the non-Muslim. Jews, there is no problem if they convert to Islam. You understand?
And do you believe that anybody should be able to pray here as long as they're respectful to...
100%.
And do you think that should be the same with Mecca and Medina? Do you think that anybody should be able to pray there as long as they're
being respectful and they're not, taking the mick or anything, but they just want to feel
connect to the holiness of the land?
I personally think, I don't know how right that opinion is, but...
No, that's what we're asking, your opinion. Would it surprise you if I told you that Christians and Jews aren't allowed to pray either here or in Mecca and Medina?
Oh, really? I knew about Mecca and Medina, but I didn't know about...
But you personally think that, I mean, without, we're not saying you're a scholar or anything like that, but in your personal opinion, it should be open to all as long as they're respectful to the Creator. And
and you don't know what could spark in people's hearts by being there, so I personally don't know how wrong or right it is, but
Excellent, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks.
The al-Aqsa complex, Haram al-Sharif, Jews aren't allowed to pray there today. The Jordanian Waqf says that it forbids them to pray on the Temple Mount. Do you believe that as a place of monotheism, Jews and Muslims should be able to pray?
Of course, definitely. Yeah, I don't see any reason why they shouldn't be permitted.
Yeah. And how about Mecca and Medina? Because also obviously Jews aren't allowed, and pretty much any non-Muslim aren't allowed to enter the cities of of Mecca and Medina unless they're Muslim. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, my view is that they should be allowed to enter. And this is not like a modernist interpretation of view. This was a view that was even held by like very early scholars, like from the 1st century, such as the opinion of Imam Abu Hanifa, for example. So yeah, I believe they should be permitted, especially people of the book or people from Jewish and Christian tradition.
That's the Temple Mount. Do you know that today Jews aren't allowed to pray on there?
Well, everybody as long as the house of God is a place of worshipping, everybody started to go and make his speech or do his prayers or whatever it is.
And you know that Mecca and Medina as well, Jews aren't allowed to pray in Mecca and Medina?
Well, funny enough, they should, if they want to go back to the roots of their ancestors, the same footsteps. Why not?
They should be.
Yes.
So you think that maybe the Muslim authorities,
as long you're gonna believe in the Almighty, and the only one, yes. Then same with me. If I want to go to Jerusalem today, is my worshipping, is my duty. Same as an Israeli or a Jew, he believes in the Almighty God. Yes.
Absolutely, and you are allowed to come to Israel, and I tell you, I'd happily take you there and we could pray at the Western Wall together to the same God, la ilaha illallah. So Mecca and Medina is a place that is very important to Islam, and it's a place where Muslims are obligated to go on Hajj and to pray.
Yes.
Do you believe everybody should be able to pray there, all nations, or only Muslims, as an individual, not necessarily what you read or...
Respect.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
You have to go there and respect.
Yeah.
Muslim and
non-Muslim.
Non-Muslim.
Anyone who goes there has to be incredibly respectful.
Yeah, be respectful.
And has to reflect on why they're there, and reflect on the Creator, and reflect
Don't do anything wrong there. Right?
Absolutely. The second place we mentioned was Al-Quds.
Yes. And
do you think all nations, as long as they're respectful and respect
they've got to go and respect. Because if I went to where the Vatican is?
The Vatican, yeah. You have to be respectful.
Go there and be respectful.
Absolutely.
Because look what these people are doing, the Jews are doing. Wow, the political Jews.
Yeah.
They're being oppressors when they shouldn't be.
But I think particularly with Al-Aqsa, it's quite an interesting conversation because Muslims are allowed to pray there.
Yes.
And Jews are not. So whether there's oppression...
Well, don't go there and make trouble. Like we've established already,
be respectful.
Both sides be respectful of where they're standing.
Yeah.
Because no man is Allah, no man is Creator. So be respectful of where you are, Muslim and otherwise, Christian, Jew, we'll be on our way.
It's actually it's an obligation for a Muslim to say that we believe what you believe and we believe what we believe. That's
yes, you to yours and me to
yes, exactly.
And most of my family are Christians anyway.
And I'm sure you're civil with them.
Of course, yeah, but some of them aren't civil with me just because of Islam. And I don't believe it. I just can't believe my ears and eyes sometimes. I can tell you some things, but we're on camera, so...
No, but the main thing is you're an ambassador for Islam within your family.
Inshallah.
And you, by example, you shatter some of the stereotypes that they maybe have.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
You as well?
So I'm actually not Muslim.
Okay.
I'm Jewish.
Okay.
But